I look at stress as weight on a bar, and if you're strong enough to lift it, then it's not very heavy. But if you're not strong enough to lift it, if you can only bench 200 and somebody does a 300-pound lift off, it's going to crush you. But if you're a 400-pound bencher and somebody lifts off 300, you're doing reps with it. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's what stress is. Stress is weight on a bar. It's a bucket that you fill, and if it doesn't overflow, then you can manage it. So how do you get strong enough to manage the stress? Because we don't want to avoid stress. You're not going to be successful in life unless you can engage and overcome stress. It's just there's no way to go out and just try and minimize it. You basically be putting your head in the sand and hiding from things. So, I encourage stress, actually. I just want you to be strong enough to handle it. So I don't want to be reactive. I want to be proactive. I want to get in front of it. I want to be the 400-pound bencher because that 300 pounds of stress is never going to go away. And the way I do that, we're right back to sleep. That's the number one way. And then digestion is probably the second. Digestion and the brain are hand in hand in terms of stress. And you just become less susceptible to the anxiety attacks or the kind of negative effects of stress when you're prepared. It's to me, it's akin to running out on a football field to play a game without a helmet and pads. If you don't have adequate sleep, and you don't have adequate nutrition and hydration, you aren't doing some modicum of exercise, you got to pay yourself first. And in my Stress for Success rant, I talked about the fact that I was not in a good place. And for the first time in my life, I started to experience anxiety in the middle of running a business. It was very challenging. You got employees, you got bills, all of that. And I realized, I went and read a book by Jim Lohr called Stress for Success. It's probably 20 years ago, or 15 at least, 20 years ago. And the entire book was about improving your sleep habits, exercising regularly, and eating healthy.